This is a video I'm very excited to make. It's took me a while to collect all this data, and I guess the best way to start this video is just to kind of explain this data and where it came from. I straight up just scraped all of this data off of 24/7. So I went year by year from 2024 to 2018. I wanted to do 10 years of data, but the data just gets so bad on 24/7. They're really not good at keeping good track of all the information that they collect. They do a great job of collecting it, but it's kind of hard on the other end to go and then try to analyze it. So some issues, I'm not trying to get too into the weeds like the data standardization or whatever, the data quality, but they would say St. John Bosco is different. So it's the same school. You know, you look up the two players, they went to the same high school, but one time it'd be recorded as St. John Bosco and then ST John Bosco. So I had to go through there, scrub it all. I have this data for every state, every football team, every college football team. So any other insights you guys want me to watch, let me know. I'm going to probably just do these state breakdowns until I get a better idea, but I have some ideas that I could do later in the future. But in the meantime, y'all got to let me know what you want to see. Any other specific insights, even if it's something small, I could respond in the comments, all that. Last point of interest I wanted to say here, all the star ratings are based on 24/7's, not their composite, just their normal 24/7 rating. So if you see a guy that's like, you're like, oh, that guy's not a 3-star, he's a 5-star. This is not me saying this is what I think they are. This is just what 24/7 recorded them as. If you watch my channel, I'm not a big fan of their rankings or rankings in general, but there was some metric I had to use without going and individually watching like 20,000 players and then giving them a rating. This is the best I could do. So I'm not going to go and edit these guys at all. I just rather them all be wrong the same way than some guys right, some guys wrong. I think it makes for more insights and all that. So just bear that in mind when you're watching. With all that being said, like I said, recommend anything you want to see. And just enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. So just to give y'all an example of what the hell I've been doing, where all this data is coming from, I took this all off of 24/7. Like I said, there's some data issues that I had to resolve, like positions being recorded different. 24/7 used to record kids as dual threat or pro-style quarterbacks, but I guess they abandoned that. I had to go through. They did that for a lot of different positions. I went through and just standardized it all to just, 4, 5, 6. I think we have total like 6, 7 positions here. Including athletes. I probably like Demario Douglas. I'm glad we landed on a kid we know. Receiver. He's not going to be showing up as a receiver. He's going to be showing up as an athlete, but then there's going to be offensive linemen showing up as an athlete. So it's not great data, but I think in the aggregate, we'll be able to get some good insights here. So just flip it over to start. We're going to be looking at all the schools that put players that ended up playing in the FBS from Georgia. So Buford's first. If you would have asked me beforehand to make a prediction of who's going to have the most, I probably would have said Buford. Cool thing about this, we can expand it and then look at some of the names that came from all these schools. So Buford, Grayson, Westlake, Eagles Landing, Cedar Grove, Carver, Colquitt, all really big schools. All these names, obviously big schools. One thing I'm going to be doing later is going through and to all those schools that were listed, add a county, and then be able to group those counties as like South Georgia, Cobb, Atlanta. So that would include like Cobb and all the surrounding counties to Atlanta. So that way we could just look at, okay, this is South Georgia, and then we'll probably see Colquitt County there at the top. All that kind of stuff. I think that'll provide pretty good information. That's coming. But for now, what we have, we can look through here, and then we can go by position. So if we want to look at quarterbacks, Buford's first, running backs, Buford again. We'll just keep it in order on offense here. Receiver, Marietta, Parkview, Grayson. Going over running back, Buford again, Parkview, Benedictine there in Savannah. See, I think that would have been pretty cool if we could go like North Georgia and then, split up the Savannah schools. That'll be coming. That's a whole nother project. I'm just kind of exhausted from entering all this crap. Offensive line, Buford. Linebacker, Tucker, Grayson. If you guys want any screenshots of this stuff, feel free to ask me after the fact, and I can come back. I just don't really know what people want to see. All right, Georgia Military. Here's a problem. That's a JUCO school. I didn't mean to include JUCOs. I have to go back and delete them. That's on me. I should have realized that. I deleted a good amount of kids from Georgia Military, but I guess I didn't get all of them. That just pissed me off, but All right, safety, Buford, Grayson, Westlake. Another thing we can do is just look at blue chips here. So we're just going to call that 4 and 5 stars. So more of the top prospects. Buford again with 8. Grayson at 7. Like I said, we can look. Rayola, big prospect coming out. Bond. KJ Bolden. Flipping over here, we can also take a look at what schools recruit Georgia well. So just looking at all the blue chips that ended up playing at the FBS level, Georgia recruited the most at 48. Auburn, 26. Clemson, 23. Tennessee, 17. Alabama, 14. That's just 4 and 5 stars blue chips. That's what we're going to call blue chips. Kind of interesting. Miami's recruited a decent amount of kids from Georgia. Wouldn't really expect that. They usually hammer the South Florida up all the way up to Orlando and all that. For them to be getting a lot of blue chips from Georgia, kind of speaks to the job recruiting wise that they've been doing. But that's kind of it that I have here. We have so much friggin' data, and I took so much time to collect all this. I really need y'all to reach out and tell me what you want me to do with it. I'm gonna go by state by state. So we'll do like California, Florida, all the big schools, and then I'll find a way to show some love to the smaller schools. I have ideas of what I want to do with them, but for now, that's all I have. Anything else you guys want to see, please feel free to let me know, and any comments, anything you run into along the way, please reach out. Thanks for watching.